Welcome back to Homestead Aquarius and my 30-day challenge to do something to get a little ahead of myself on this place and get my green mojo back. You're looking at yesterday, and I want to clarify something. This right here, that was a couple of okra seeds right in the center of each of these pots, and red stem Malabar spinach around it. Gonna let the okra come up and let the Malabar spinach come up right behind it, acting as a trellis. The okra will be a trellis for the Malabar spinach. We'll see how that goes. Now, we've got a thing called Gardening in Drought, where we're trying to help everyone out there with any kind of tips that we've got for gardening in drought. Now, I knew that both of these are heat-loving plants, and I know that okra is pretty well drought tolerant. Nothing's drought-proof. Everybody's got to have some water if it's nothing but in the air. Malabar spinach is also drought tolerant. It won't produce as much greens on it without the water, but it'll continue to live. It loves the heat and it doesn't mind drought. So there you go. There's two plants right there, okra and red Malabar spinach, that are great for droughts. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to categorize this thing here, because we got the drought thing. I'm going to do an experiment. You're going to see it here today. We're going to get cheap. We're going to get experimental. And we're going to get a little territorial too, because my territory is doing things on the cheap and inventing ways to do things. And by George, there's a couple of ladies that have just come into my territory. Now, mind you, they're both on my team, Team Aquarius, and I believe that their infractions, both of them, were done before they joined my team. But this here part of the gardening, that's my area. This here is Sanford and Son Acres. And, we're going to have to just let y'all know who you're dealing with here. And we'll just see how this goes. So let me get this cleaned off. That was yesterday. We're going to start with today. A little too much yesterday on my table here, my new door table. I guess there's always going to be a little bit of yesterday in what you do. But this situation I've thought of something, because there's a lot of people out there that think you got to have the money, right? That's what this is all about today. Making the most of what you got. You don't have to have a lot of money. They'll say, well, I'd be gardening, but I ain't got the money. Well, you know what I say? This is a warning. Close your ears. I'm about to sing again. Right? Well, here goes. Well, you say you'd be gardening, but you ain't got no coin. And you're worried there'll be no food to spare. Well, I'm here to tell you that nature's flat broke. Look at there. She grows some good stuff to eat. So here's a quarter. Call someone who'll share. Call someone who likes you and might share a plant. Maybe a handful or a jar full of seeds or two. Don't you come around here whining that you can't grow food. Here's a quarter. Call someone who'll share. Did you like that? Okay, well, I didn't like it either. But that's the big idea. Have you got anybody that likes you, that knows how to garden? Now, most of the time we're preaching to the choir here, but for those people that are not gardening, find somebody. And if you are a gardener, you're already reaching out to people. That's just what we do. Gardeners love to share and help nurture everybody. We love to see our plants going out to other people. We love to inspire people. Most of us love to do things that are unusual, like reusing an old steel door and making it into a table, or whatever it is, or putting things in weird containers. That's right. Wilson don't mind. Nature doesn't either. I have got a few surprises today, but I won't show them to you. I'm going to get on to something here and make an improvement on what I showed you. Let's see, it was a couple of days ago. New technology link here, or technological leap. Hang on. Now look here, y'all see the orange of this. You know what it is. I showed this to you yesterday or day before. Can't remember. Y'all keep up with it. And I cut this box and I dulled my knife, my knife. I'm going to do this in a way today that don't do that. We're going to learn and advance every time. We're going to get better. Now look here. Got something in here that reminds me of one of the culprits that wandered into my territory. And you know what? This box does too, okay? Somebody's been on my mind from a while back. Now look what I got in here. Boom. We got some toilet paper rolls and some paper towel rolls. Oh, this is awkward, okay? Tell me if you think like me. That just looks tawdry. It looks nasty. It's like it's stuck to the bottom of your shoe. People know where you've been, right? But see, when it's clean like this, when it's clean, it's like, oh, it's a toilet paper tube. That's cool. When it's like this, it's like, ew, that just came out of the toilet. Not so with paper towel rolls. We know they came from the kitchen, and we're okay with those. We don't need the bad reminders over here, but that'll be okay. What I'm going to do with this, it ain't going to care, and nature will not either. So, but this reminds me of somebody. The young lady that got into my territory. Her name is simply Jan Homestead. I saw her back in the spring breaking these out like she was somebody in the reusing stuff and doing things on the cheap like I do. She don't know. She's wandered into some territory innocently enough, and I'm gonna cut her a break. I'm gonna put her picture right there. How about that? Emma, simply Jan Homestead, are you there? Can you hear us? All right. Now, let me get a little further along. I'll tell you about the other one. I'm gonna show you what I do here. I left a little cheese on that pizza a few months ago. I've been saving these just for this year. Hey, and there's another thing I wanted to tell y'all. I've got a friend that I have given a lot of these over to in the past. They use these to line their chicken coops. They put them on the bottom. It makes the removal of all the chickeny goodness in the bottom of it so much easier. So chicken coop, animal liners, anything like that, animal cage liners, you're good to go. What did I do? I just folded it over and bent the corners up, and boom, I've got the same thing as I had yesterday or whenever the day was, and it's more structurally intact. Okay, enough of that. Good. Got a little bit of today's potting soil in there in my tea. Have to watch that. Oh, potting soil, great stuff. All right, now let me go into the super frog mode of frog foot Hollar. It's his, it's not mine. All right, you see where I'm going with this. I think most of us have seen these being used, and these are going to come out being a very good thing for what I'm going to do. You know, the other day, not yesterday or whenever it was, it's the other day, I showed you these okra seeds. All right, this is an experiment I'm going to do. We're going to do some Mokra because we want some more okra. So this is Mokra right here. Now, to complicate matters with this here Mokra, today is its 1 year anniversary of it being in the jar. Now, I'm going to let y'all put your nose in there, get up close. Oh, yeah, that smells good. It don't. It's got that stump water smell to it, okay? Now, well, there's one seed floating up to the top to prove me wrong. Let's take you out, sir, or ma'am, or both, whatever. Now, you see, if there's a general rule for people that don't know, if you've got a seed that floats, if you put it in water, 9 times out of 10 or 99 out of 100, that's going to be bad. So if the seeds sink, they're good. And that's a pretty good rule you can follow. Now, I've got a bunch here that are starting to sprout. And as they are still on the bottom, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt and do a little experiment to see if they'll still survive. That may come in handy for you. I'm going to pour these off over here, off camera. You can hear it winkling here. You hear the sound. Oh, that's got a stink to it. As stinky as it is in the jar, y'all, it's stinkier when you pour it out. Now, I don't have enough okra. I don't have enough tubes for each one of these okra. God, that smells bad. But I do have enough to get some going. See that? I think it'll work, y'all. What do y'all think? We're just going to I'm going to find the ones that's got the sprouts, and we'll know if okra seed can go for a whole week in water and still do good. It might help if I put them right down in the middle. Now, let me use some of this time to tell you about this other one that I know. Now, this box reminds me of another lady that got deep into my territory. And she's going to claim it's hers, especially since she's been on longer than I have on this YouTube platform. But I have been gardening a while. But she is a very smart young lady. And she has got a video out there that I watched, I think, last year. I've been wanting to shout her out for that. It's a way to make pots out of paper. Little paper pots. Not pepper pots like in Iron Man. Not pepper pots. She's one of my favorites. But paper pots. Where she takes newspapers, and I guess newspapers of all kinds, even the slick pages, I don't know, might even work with magazines. I'm going to lose count of which ones I've got seeds in, and I guess that'll be okay since we're experimenting. They just had a death sentence, and so if there's 2 in a tube, it'll be okay, and we'll cull out the weakest one or whatever. That'll be fine. But she showed how to make pots that you can sit there in your house during the wintertime and make little pots made of paper and have them ready to go for you when it comes time for spring. And that is a great reuse of something that normally would be in the trash. and newspaper is 100% biodegradable. So, you know, they use soy-based ink for that. So it's okay to break it down. I personally don't want a whole lot of soy in my diet. Okay, that's all the tubes I have got, or all the okra I've got tubes for. So we'll put the rest of it in here, and I'm gonna do something with the rest of it. I got so much okra seeds, so just sitting there waiting. So her name is Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming. Now, Sandy is her name, and I'm going to tell you what, both these ladies are on my team, but Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Sandy, she is an amazing lady, an amazing gardener, and an artist too. She has many skills, and has a great channel. I'm going to put a link to that paper pot video so that y'all can find it easily. And you'll have a link to her channel. I'm going to put a link in the description for Simply Jan Homestead as well. Simply Jan and her husband Kevin have been setting up their new homestead, and that is an awesome lady right there. And so you'll have the description. Most people know both of these ladies, but for the ones that are new, the ones that see this in whatever year it is, you'll have it. So anyhow, that'll be in the description. And we are going to see how well partially fermented okra seeds do, and give you another look at a drought-tolerant plant. It loves the heat, and I love to apply heat to it and put it in a skillet and fry it up. How do you like your okra? Tell me in the comments. What do you think about this? Do y'all think this will work? Let me know down below. And we're going to leave it here. And I want to appreciate, I'll tell y'all I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I know this is probably long, it's longer than the last ones I've done, but I did want to put a lot in here today. Had a lot to talk about. Y'all be good, and I'll see you back tomorrow, if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise. One more thing I forgot to mention. The reason I am using these cardboard tubes is because okra does not like to be transplanted. Doesn't like it at all, but because the roots don't handle it very well. But if you put it in these cardboard tubes, you'll be able to successfully grow a seedling and then ease this down into a prepared hole, and everything will be fine. And it's going to grow into a massive tree-like thing. So we'll see you tomorrow.